Welcome back to Film Fanatics. My name's Miles, and today we're talking about the Nun Two. So, the Nun 2 is obviously a test on your faith. If you're a heavy believer in God, if you're really into that, obviously they're gonna skip this because this is obviously gonna have a lot of demonic things. You know what I'm saying? I guess the audience it pulls for is like a horror thriller type, upon from people who just want to see something different. But beyond that, I thought the movie was, I fell asleep, no cap. But beyond that, actually gauging it, I've seen it enough to know where it's like, okay, the movie is kind of boring, but what you get from the movie is way better. See, I saw it in 4D, so the 4D seats helped wake me up a little bit. But like I said, the kills, jaw dropping. The kills are crazy, and the overall plot. It's just a lot of stuff going on. I appreciate that it's not typical dialogue. There's a couple scenes in there where it allows you to fill in, where it's like, okay, this is what's going on. This is what our characters are doing, so they're not just running around screaming and being crazy and oh my god, the devil's here. But before I get into my review, my breakdown, what I liked, disliked about the film, I want to go ahead and say thank you to all my subscribers and thank you to all my future subscribers. The power of Christ compels you to hit that subscribe button because that's how they defeated this. The power of Christ. So, with the power of Christ, hit that subscribe button. Get us to 1 million subscribers. It's a us thing. It's not just me, it's us. Because we are this community, and this community is going to thrive because of you. It's really because of you. I'm doing the work, so you do the work too, by showing up and being your best self. That's all I ask. So thank you very much, and let's get into it. So the movie basically opens up with a couple of our previous characters from the first Nun, and they've gone their separate ways with Francis and Sister Irene. Sister Irene is over here, and Francis is over here, traveling the world, doing his own thing, being a servant of, this Catholic school, or, people who are heavy into this thing, or because like this over here, they don't seem too worried about God. Like they're just kind of like F all that, I'm not really worried about all that good stuff, and they should be. But over here, Sister Irene, being the good sister she is, trying to get past the horror and the trauma that she went through the first Nun. But it turns out that the Nun freaking is haunting Francis, and she is causing havoc wherever he goes and is haunting the inhabitants of the characters in the movie. So wherever he goes, the Nun shows up and causes havoc, which it causes the churches to investigate and call on Sister Irene to show up and show out because, she's done it before. And, Sister Irene's like, just because I've done it before doesn't mean I want to do it again. But they're like, I mean, if it's not you, who else? Who else is going to stop this Nun? We need a girl boss. So it's going to be you and, your other friend. She tags along. So they go on a big goose hunt to understand what the Nun's trying to do, what are her intentions. But in the midst of all this, we get some great kills, great horror, a lot of jump scares, not too scary. So if you're going in here expecting a crazy scare, I wouldn't expect that. More haunting and chilling things, especially if you're more into God, leaning into that. Those things are gonna, like I said, be more, eye-popping to you. But like I said, they eventually find out that the Nun is looking for these eyes. So I guess it's a metaphor because it's from a painting where they carved out this lady's eyes. It's a metaphor for some demonic stuff, and they have to find the eyes. But, like I said, the dialogue and normal things, there's a lot of crazy hazing. And within this hazing, these little girls play a little prank on this girl. Typical hazing. If you've seen a couple movies, you've seen this sort of hazing where the bullies try to make nice with our little, I guess, protagonist, sort of a little tertiary character in my mind, but they play nice with her, lock her in a room where they say, hey, if you stare at the devil in a certain light, it's gonna, you're gonna see something crazy. So, if you told me the devil lived in here and the devil was around, F that, I'm out. I'm calling my parents, because they're all kids. I'm calling my parents, I'm going home, or I'm not going to class, they're gonna expel me. That's all you have to tell me. Because this is no normal stuff. This looks real, and there's a lot of abandoned places and it's not up to code. If a code inspector came in here, you're gonna get freaking fired. They're gonna shut this shit down. So all I gotta do is make one phone call and this shit is over with, and we don't have to be haunted. But that's not what they were thinking, because we had to have a movie. But they eventually find the eyes. They eventually encounter the Nun. The devil comes out. These are all things you gotta go see. Crazy sequences, very chilling. Like I said, the 4DX really much put everything into perspective, made everything that much chilling, made me feel it, and I was like, wow, very gripping film. I think the film does what it's supposed to do by basically continuing this series, giving us something to watch, a different genre, something else that we can watch other than a superhero movie, or something where we obviously have, you know, protagonist and, you know, antagonist, get something. You know, I think, you know, a couple of my dislikes, you know, typical storyline, it was kind of boring. But like I said, overall, I think the movie does what it's supposed to do. I think if you're into this series, The Conjuring, you know, Antebellum, all these different things, it's gonna deliver. You're gonna see what you came to see. So, like I said, I think this will appeal to the right demographic of people who want to see it. But overall, I thought it was pretty okay. You know, it was a little boring, but outside of that, I think it did what it's supposed to do. So if you made it to this point in the video, thank you so much. You're the greatest. I don't know how you made it, but you did. So appreciate you. Like, definitely, you know, consider leaving a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. These are all things YouTubers say, so I'll say it too. So thank you so much for getting to this point. Have a great rest of your day, and stay tuned for future videos. Like, I post all the time. So thank you for the subscribe. Thank you to my future subscribers. Thank you to my current subscribers. And thank you to everybody who watches the videos and gets to this point. You're amazing. Have a great one.